Hey guys, Beast Force here and welcome back to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown. In this breakdown video of season 4, we're going to break down 4 episodes that take place after the summer has ended, while the next breakdown will focus on Alka Files, a spin-off that never happened, and of course the inevitable At Your Age, which I will do it as I'm going to talk about it a lot once I get to it. There have been plenty of episodes that take place after the summer, but none of them were true, like the fantasy world in Excalibur, the steampunks episode, and many more, as it is history of the story. Well, there are actually a lot of post-summer episodes in the real timeline that take place during Milo Murphy's Law, even though it came out in 2016. It just makes sense that it lines up. Let me explain. Duke 101 also take place outside the summer, along with going the extra mile, the first episode of Milo Murphy's Law, which they go to school for the first time. While Juice's Halloween take place at the same time as Milo Murphy's Halloween Tutorial, which is in Halloween in October, so it actually lines up as well. While Christmas Carol takes place at the same time as the Christmas Vacation, while it takes place on the day where Phineas and Ferb were doing things for Santa to deliver the present, while Milo Murphy is always trying to visit his family for reuniting. And don't forget, Happy New Year actually takes place after these episodes, and also before season 5 or the revival of the new summer begins. While it completes the timeline of the original run from the first day of the summer all the way to last in towards Happy New Year, which actually is fitting for the chronological order of things. I know people talk about Alka Files, but that takes place after Milo Murphy's Law Season 2, which I will discuss at another time, and At Your Age takes place 10 years or 9 years into the future. We're going to break down these 4 episodes of the post-summer, where it leads to now, before season 5 of the revival. If this is your first breakdown, you're curious to know how the release system was, there's a detailed description down below, along my other videos, which also had the description down below in my playlist. Dan Provermeyer, Zach Moncrief, and Kim Robertson wrote an episode called Duke 101, premiered November the 27th, 2014 on Disney XD, the last episode to premiere in 2014 before the first episode of 2015 is At Your Age. Dr. Dura is sentenced to community service for being evil and much to his daughter Vanessa's charging. He's assigned to teach science at her high school. Meanwhile, a trio of bugs embark on a journey to become the first insects to communicate with humans. This shows you more evidence that take place after the last day of summer because it said Danville High School. As look at the place there, it looks well polished for the background.
How was your summer? Pretty cool when I was at my mom. Okay, when I was at my dad's.
Vanessa may have some issues with her dad, but she really cares about him, as we saw evident in the last day of summer.
You know, in July, all the blue from all the painting. All the blue.
Did he remove a blue paint needle or something?
This whole blue period is just beige now.
Sigh.
Hey, it's Johnny. Haven't seen him since Skiddy with us, as they did broke up now. And Lacey appears since Night of the Living Pharmacist, so yeah.
A video game is more important than... We're so over, Johnny!
He didn't take your breaking up very well.
As much as I don't care about Johnny and Vanessa's relationship, Vanessa's found someone better, and it's Monty, which will be the next episode I'll break down in this video.
Section train, use its wax fountain.
Let it go, bro.
He tells Johnny to let it go, but he won't once he becomes mutated.
Sense of normalcy.
Staff changes. If you'll sit down, I will introduce you.
That right there is Principal Rat, and he has a monobrow like Major Monogram. He's also a reference to Gary Chermar, who's a character from The Simpsons looked like that. And he's voiced by none other than Gary Cole. You know his roles from Office Space, the movie, Harvey Birdman, and also Mayor Jones's fake father in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Brad Childs is your real father. Tried to return to Crystal Cove, but had to stop Brad. They never returned again. Still my son. I raised...
You used me.
Fred! Der Heinz Doofenshmirtz!
The episode made a decent start with Johnny and Vanessa's relationship being broke up, but this is where the fun begins. I really love the camera pans into Vanessa. That is quite funny. The song is called Doof 101. As there's an extended version, I'll put in the link down below in the description, you can find it. And it sounds like a theme song for the 1950s sitcom.
Not so bad a guy.
Imagine he chose prison over high school, but looking at it from the original one, he should have gone to prison. You can see equation on the board, it said Miss Doofenshmirtz as he has an apple there.
Doof 101.
And he has a purple time. He actually wore the same outfit in Night of the Living Pharmacist when he did the song. It was supposed to take place in 2013, but Dan Poverman actually denied it. It said, whatever year you are watching it. So if you watch The Roller Coaster, it's 2017. If you watch The Last Day of Summer, it's 2015. So it's about what year you watching it. It makes it confusing, but we don't know what it is. But we're going to have to settle there for now.
Let the timeline throw you.
A YouTuber named Twix Remix did the opening theme song of his version of Doof 101 in the intro, but I'll show it to you. I'll put in the link down below in the description.
On a trial basis.
And time our community service.
That has been mentioned since the first musical clips that count on the good version of it.
Regular old science. No evil at all.
I know he's not doing evil right now, but he just said the word evil, so that could raise few suspicious.
Hi, sweetie kid.
That's how I feel when I get embarrassed. Feel relatable, Vanessa.
I've got my eye on you.
Principal I has a grudge on Doofer and he's not happy. It's not evil, it's about something related to Charlene.
You know, we knew each other long ago.
They went to community college together, as Principal Line's gonna reveal it.
F.E.
Dad, come here.
And Schmertz. Great, more father-daughter time.
We all know Vanessa and Heinz Doofer have a bonding of daughter and father together. We've seen that through time to time, but here, she's just like, why are you doing this?
I'm Johnny. He dump you?
We were hardly going out.
Yes, you did in Dude We're Getting the Band Back Together, or Brain Drain, and Skilly with us.
Ah, girls don't like guys who are whiny. I get it.
Like special treatment.
Becky's voiced by Diane McKellar, who you know for doing Josette, one of the French Fireside Girls in Buford Confidential, and she's Milo's babysitter, Veronica.
No
Acceptance
special
day.
treatment. This is not happening.
I like how Vanessa's not accepting nepotism, which is nice.
What's going on?
Why does everyone always think I'm brooding, Heinz Doofenshmirtz? We went to community college to Charlene, the girl that I was in love with.
And that's why he has a grudge on Heinz Doofer, because he's marrying Charlene, even though they're divorced. You have another chance.
That's not the point.
This is a Ferris Bueller's Day Off reference, as they look like the characters like Principal Rudy and also Grace. And fun fact, Miss Pearpoint, the woman on the right, is voiced by Jennifer Grey, who was also in that movie too.
Referred him to me. What do you think this brow is for?
Imagine he's related to Major Monogram because of the eyebrow.
F. Genetic. Building blocks of life. Determine what you will be.
I really like how we learn about generics, even though it's a Phineas and Ferb show made out of comedy.
Hey! Plenty. At least for the next 10 years.
10 years? Did he foreshadow what's gonna happen in Act Your Age?
Young man, who and what he is, DNA strands. The genetic code is very delicate. Hair over to here.
Would have been a gorilla or, maybe a lizard.
That's also the same reason why Ben Tennyson has the Omnitrix, is because he synced towards the Tennysons, even though it was supposed to be Matt, and it fused into his DNA so he could transform into 10 or more different aliens.
So what are we doing here again, Nepal?
To make contact with these magnificent giants.
The trio bugs, they were supposed to be in the original one earlier, but Dan Power explained it.
Original pitch packet for Phineas and Ferb, years before that show got actually picked up. The bugs were already in it back then. Cut the bugs out when we started doing the series because level too many things happening. Those guys in later, so the corner, original pitch packet.
To be the first ones to communicate with an alien race.
And I'm glad they didn't put the trio bugs earlier because it would have created confusion, but it's here.
You and I and Floyd. Where's Floyd?
Sorry, sir.
The green bug is Floyd, and he's voiced by none other than Stephen Root, who you know for doing as Bill in Kings of the Hill. The bug on the right is Wendell, and he's voiced by none other than Josh Gad, who you know for playing as Olaf from Frozen. The purple bug guy in the middle is Napoleon, and he's voiced by the legendary J.K. Simmons, Tenzin from Legend of Korra, Omni-Man from Invincible, Jane Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man, and a lot of tons of roles that you will recognize.
They're behind you, Floyd.
Behind me.
Yes, we've established that. Cliffs of mahogany.
I'm gonna put in the screen to show you what mahogany means.
Sir, let me throw it!
Muscle.
Yes, you're the brains, I'm the muscle.
Is the ballast.
I'm also gonna put in the screen to show you what ballast is. This breakdown's gonna be so long.
Be my guest.
You can see basic equipment, elements, chemistry 101, and there's another science equipment.
Air supplied. Stop breathing.
It used to be different causing problems, as now it's dumb.
Combined with up.
Not quite as the morph animation that does it before in the original one, but this is done very well too.
DNA of a human is only a few base that of a monkey. Or a reptile, for that matter.
Different combined with reptiles and monkey hand with a tail. That is so cool, but so disgusting. As you can see on the right, you can see the paramedic table, as you see a lot in science. Well, you're in class.
Yes.
Great! Googly muggly!
I know it's the first day of high school and college are a different thing, but why isn't Carl in college? Does he get college credit or something? After what Perry has been through in the summer, he deserves a well-rested till.
Summer time to enjoy some well-deserved rest.
Just wait until we get to Alka Files and Milo Murphy's Law Season 2. He'll be doing a lot than that.
Alka work release program doesn't need this kind of scandal.
I like how they put a scary teenage monster for a song. That is hilarious.
It's one of Johnny's hairs. It's loaded with his DNA. Antidote to... A part lizard. You can't miss him.
I like how Perry's not falling for this, but Doofenshmirtz is not being evil right now, so Perry's gonna help him.
Mr. Platypus, assistant teacher.
Real platypus?
I like how Doofenshmirtz calls him Mr. Platypus. Imagine Candace was in the same school. It would make a lot of sense.
Ponytail, spiky head, tweedle tie.
Hey, Mr. Platypus.
Muscles, ropey face, slap, happy, buzzy pants. Stay here.
Why am I ropey faced?
It's such a shame they don't have actual names, but it works too. Ropey face.
Nice, own it.
Johnny?
In Vanessa's high school, you get to see what the gym looks like, as it says Gold Tigers. So they do have anything.
Go away! You hate me.
We can be friends.
Even if they broke up together, I really like how Vanessa suggests that. That's good.
What is that?
Tiny Trigger's move!
I really like how the light of the door opens. That is a very good touch.
Expedition Journal, Entry 3. We have bivouacked on a landing halfway up the cliffs.
And before we left,
I actually found the bug scene very fine. There are some people that didn't like it because they don't really care. I do for kind of reasons.
Bivouac, it's a makeshift camp. The giants about ourselves.
I always hear Omni-Man. It's like, that's Omni-Man.
I can also smell through my hair.
Alien species to make them understand our...
You can see the paramedic table as you get to see all the elements you see. I like how everyone's doing science experiment while they're wearing goggles, which makes sense because once you go to science and do experiments, you wear goggles.
Excellent. Now that's how you make a Shirley Temple.
Most done.
And Moss wearing a hazmat suit as he's gonna put something in there.
Okay, we're all set. Yes, Vanessa! Who's up for a field trip?
I know this is a spin-off, but I rewatched it most times that I can remember. I really enjoyed this.
Sanctuary!
I forgot this is a reference to The Hunchback, and Buford said the same thing in Night of the Living Pharmacist.
Sanctuary!
Drama queen. See, this is why we broke up.
Oh, I love this view. You get to see the pitch there, the buildings, and a lot of stuff. Looks great.
Where's he going?
Nobody has a cross.
I do.
What? Why? Is that weird?
I've seen that many times on Instagram. It's funny. It's random, but it's funny.
Hey, you got a new couple.
Oh, Mr. Platypus has a cool ride.
Ropey Face with the glasses is voiced by Lucas Gabriel, another High School Musical cast member that joins in the show, like Corbin Bleu as Coltrane, Ashley Tisdale as Candace, even though Candace is not in this episode. Imagine they interact. That would be a reunion. Get Zac Efron as well.
Turn a guy into a girl.
Johnny climbing the bell tower with Vanessa is a reference to King Kong.
It is not 1 o'clock.
The principal's feeding 3 fishes. That's nice to have a pet in school. John P. Tri-State Elementary, named after John P. Tri-State, the founder of the Tri-State area. Also, this is the same school that Milo and Melissa used to go to in First Impressions, which is one of my favorite episodes of Season 2 of Murphy's Law.
Hey guys, how's it coming?
Sally goes to the school, but there's only one problem.
It's done.
It was actually used to be Phineas and First school going to this elementary school, but it got retconned as we seen Danville Middle School in the first episode of season 5, Summer Blockbuster. Even though I like the idea that they visited, but how did they get permission there? How did the teachers allow it or whatever? We got questions that is unsolved and I don't like it.
Hey, would you just dance?
I like the idea as Perry in the bell because his cover would have been blown, but Phineas and Ferb can see Doofusmas here because they know each other since the movie Candace Against the Universe.
I can't wait till we get to high school.
Oh, Phineas. Oh, Phineas.
Still, I'm getting. Dad!
And he landed just fine. Can you imagine though? That's the second time she almost fell to her death. Well, Phineas and Ferb saved her in Summer Belongs to You. Now Perry. I really like how he unmorphed back to normal.
Oh, please don't read any.
Still hope.
What did I just say?
Even though Johnny's happy that Vanessa saved him and turning back to normal, they still break up no matter what. But they can be good friends.
What in the bell? Reached the summit. Entire existence has been leading to this moment. Gynads!
They forgot the E and they forgot to switch N and A for the Giants. Welcome, Giants. That's like saying greetings, Viltrumites, without the missing word.
Wecklum Gynad? Or welcome Giants banner actually say?
Spelled it phonetically.
No, you didn't! Why did you make me do this? Watch everyone around you die! Think, Mark! You'll live to see this world crumble to dust. What will you have after 500 years?
I forgot the counter when Napoleon said, "Where's Floyd?" So I put it there.
It's DNA in action. That's it for today. Class dismissed.
It still says 9 o'clock, which makes sense. As he said, class to me. It could be lunch or the afternoon. I don't know.
So, you're my teacher now.
Until Dan Pothermar said otherwise.
What is the writer's room?
Dude 101 was supposed to be sort of a planted pilot for another show. He goes good. He works as a substitute teacher for a couple weeks before he goes to Alka. Like, I know how to teach science. I can be a science teacher. And then it doesn't work really well and he gets fired and he ends up at Alka.
Over Perry shows up and Alka gives him a call is because he's still on their roll call.
I think that it doesn't really work out at Alka either. The Murphy crossover happens. He's just sort of hanging out and figuring out what his next move is going to be. Like, there's 20 years before he becomes Professor Time.
Right.
A lot can happen.
I've always wondered, is the Christmas special, is that like a relapse?
For Alka for a while, it didn't work out. He tried evil again. You know, his teacher for a couple weeks, maybe a month, gets fired for some horrible thing that happens. The Alka, that doesn't work out. He becomes evil again by Christmas, summer. So if we ever want to do another, like Phineas and Ferb the next summer, he gives that up again and decides to create time travel.
Instead, he went back to his evil way instead of seeing that. Maybe in the future.
All of this every day.
261 days till next summer vacation.
It means mid-September to June the 3rd. That's going to take long, but it will come.
I believe I fractured my exoskeleton.
I bivouacked!
Alright, let's start with the plot, and he gets a 3. During the last day of summer, Vanessa advises her father to become good, but it turned out he goes into Danville High to become a teacher. As Vanessa's not surprised about all of this, Johnny becomes mutated with the DNA fused with animals as he goes to capture Vanessa as he tried to run away. Vanessa trying to convince him to be friends, but gets captured. I like how Perry the Pirate play his part to help Doofus save his daughter Vanessa and kill Johnny. Plot B focused on Napoleon, Wendell, and Floyd trying to communicate with the Giants and to make sure they get their attention to them, but it turned out it didn't lead to nowhere. There are some people that don't like this part, which is fine, but I really enjoyed it because they're voiced by J.K. Simmons, Josh Gad, and Stephen Root. Characterization will get a 5. This is a path of Doofus trying to be a good guy until the Christmas episode. I really like him trying to spend time with his daughter again, along with other students, including Ropey Face and Muscle Guy, as well as Becky as well. I really like how she brings a random crossbow, which is actually random, but it's hilarious, and other students as well to participate. It's nice to see Johnny again, as they did broke up in Minor Monogram, but even though I would love to see him again in a revival to see how he gets along with Vanessa, but we don't see it. I really like the Bugs, Napoleon, Floyd, and Wendell trying to communicate with the Giants. I really like how all of them voiced by famous voice actors, and I really like how they're trying to communicate, and it's hilarious and funny, and a lot of things is done very well for the element of it. Visuals will surprise everybody, but I'll give it a 5. The pacing's done very well, while the song Doof 101 was very good. Phineas and Ferb school of the Tri-State Peak, even though it's not their school, Vanessa's high school with the locations, that a lot of character designs of the principal, and a lot of that is done very well. Importance, it's a 2. I would have gave it higher if the spin-off became successful, but sadly it didn't happen. The only thing I gave importance a 2 is because Doof has his path to being good, even though he does become evil in Christmas time, the bonding with Vanessa once again, a lot of things that comes good in the important side of things. Entertainment will be a 5. The first post-summer episode of season 4 gets a 20 out of 25. Even though the formula is changing this episode, as we used to have plot A focus on Phineas and Ferb building inventions, plot B with Doofer and Perry, plot C focus around Candace. Then again, you don't need to have it in every episode, as we do need the writing to be consistent. And if there are a lot of things added into the element very well, the episode will do very well. We've seen evidence in season 5 many times, and it does a very good job on many things, and I can appreciate that. 1 down, 3 to go. The second of the post-summer episode of season 4 called Just Ostinoween, written by Kyle Menke and Michael Diedrich. Premiered on October the 4th, 2030 on Disney Channel US. When Vanessa learns that her father has inherited a Justininian castle right next door to her, she seizes the opportunity to throw the biggest Halloween bash ever. The whole town is there, including Phineas and Ferb, who acts as the event's party planners and DJs. Meanwhile, Doofer enlists Perry to help him find a large hidden treasure that his great aunt has placed somewhere within the castle.
Phineas and Ferb are making a Halloween special.
This is the 5th place to take outside the summer, 6th if you count Doof 101.
Great, Dad. I have work to do.
They're actually going to the Jusselstein castle with Vanessa.
Oh, yes, you have fun at the castle. We'll be here scaring the sugar out of the little trick-or-treaters.
Hello, nurse.
Oh no, a gorilla!
Nobody said hey, worst parent, as there are a few less gags in this episode.
Miranda.
She's actually a Portuguese Brazilian singer and dancing.
What are you doing? I feel ridiculous.
And that won't be the last time this gag gets used in this episode once we get to Stacy's part, which is funny.
Sorry you have to work on Halloween. Gotta find a new costume. Thanks a lot, Carl.
Oh, look at the designs of the slippers, the high heels, and that. Vanessa has a lot of stuff as she's gonna wear them.
Well, hello, Vanessa. Just doing a little freelance for my dad.
And it's good to see Monty on the ground again. The last time we saw him in chronological order is Save Summer.
Biggest, baddest Halloweeniest bash ever.
A costume party? Hey, that means we can actually be seen in public together and no one will know.
Unless Major Monogram and Doofer get invited, that won't be happening. Unless they do other things, then you're in the clear.
I'm checking out my Queen of the Vampires costume. Pretty cute.
She's gonna wear that vampire costume, which you were familiar from.
Dressed as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Red hat with a feather in it?
Vampire queens love pumpernels.
And the Scarlet Pimpernel actually exists in the play and the book, which you can find it in the internet.
Ever Alka boy.
Says the one who's trying to apply an Alka, which didn't happen.
You're on your own from here on out.
I like how everyone wearing tuxedos and suits. And look at this out of focus style. It looks gorgeous.
Oh, goody. Trigger dance with a fake scar.
That's actually a reference to Harry Potter.
Princess of Meatland.
That's a reference to what Lady Gaga dressed up in 2010, the MTV.
Roosterhead.
And that's actually a reference to Angry Birds.
A kid in a sheet. A platypus in a sheet. A platypus in a sheet.
And that's the only gag in this episode, as it doesn't count for the count because I don't do that.
Ow, whoa, whoa. There's no trap, no innate, or just come over here.
And it makes sense because it takes place in Halloween after Doof 101 because he's not doing evil. Until the Christmas episode.
Moat. Who delivers a moat?
And that's the Struselstein Castle, which Vanessa's gonna have a party with Phineas and Ferb provided it.
It's for my great-aunt Henrietta Hockenschmidt, my only nephew for Roger, and I hated him.
She's not the only family that hates Roger other than Heinz Doofus, so they both have something in common.
Is a very large treasure. There's a little treasure map with clues.
Secret agent hat, just for tonight, and put on your adventure hat.
Yeehaw! This is gonna be fun.
I do like the interaction and Perry do finding the treasure together, even though it's not the main focus of this episode, but I do like when they get involved.
Welcome to my castle party. Wow, great costume. Costume party?
Good to see Lacey again, as she did appear in Doof 101, Night of the Living Pharmacist, and Skilly with us.
Gran of the Goth table.
Wait, Sir Grand, Goth dragons beware. Candid.
Your party's gonna have 2 vampire queens.
They both dressed out as vampire, which is a reference to Adventure Time character Marceline, who's also a vampire, and she's voiced by Olivia Olson.
I'm gonna go change.
Well, my dad gave me permission to use his castle.
The ladies dress out as something, while the middle guy dressed out as a troll, one dressed up as a Chester.
It's called the best party planners in town.
440 junction box hooked up behind the ride.
8-2, Vanessa.
That's a reference to Shakespeare. And remember, Candace, you had to talk with Vanessa one time.
For me, my boyfriend's coming.
Ooh, a vampire. It's a good thing I have my neck covered.
You can hear Mitchell Musso's voice as it is Jeremy, as he's covered in yellow hair.
You're my...
Jeremy, it's me.
It's a good thing I have.
Yeah, heard you the first time. I'll wait till keep on the trail. I'll ride up the stairs from under a bed.
Perry's always one step ahead no matter what.
Platypus? No?
I like how Doof wants Perry the Platypus to sit next to him, but he declines. I really like how they come together.
Treasure, Henrietta! Got it! Get away from me, Susan!
And he's still calling the alligator Susan after what happened in season 1.
Susan and Susan!
Stage directly across from the crackers.
On the left, you can see Ferb. And there's so many vampire queens. Are Vanessa and Candace remodeled again?
Nice work for Isabella Rella.
You know where to find me.
Of course, Isabella's dressed out as Cinderella. And we had the Finabella breadcrumb.
Wait, there's some water on the floor of a...
Can I please have some fun? You don't want to drink that.
And they're both dressed out as a dragon, as Bufus in the front, as Baljeet's in the back. Frenemies.
Castle party
Castle? At a castle party?
Windsor, your drawbridge is down.
How embarrassing.
When I first watched this, I understood that joke, but I don't want to say it because there are plenty of dirty jokes in Phineas and Ferb, and this is one of them. How did they get away with that?
Finally. Wait, who are you?
Scarlet Pimpernel.
We are all here.
Oh, for crying out loud.
This is the second time that Stacey sees other people wearing the same costume as her, but she keeps it this time.
Fashion at high gear.
Look at everyone dressing as different costumes. It looks so detailed. I really like the effort they put into the background characters. Foot Stomp Mashup, which is a mega mix of all the songs from the original one from season 1 to season 4, and there's a lot of reference there you recognize. Ferb's covering his face, which is a reference to Deadmau5, who did DJ as well. Everyone's having a very good time. Looks like Jeremy's hair is turned back to bloody. It's probably an animation error.
Thank you very much.
She's trying to fold her slippers just to get Phineas's attention, but it's not working. Another Baljeet gingerbread crumb since Night of the Living Pharmacist, and also Beast Story. The smoke appears as you get to see the graves coming out. That's cool. Here's lies Rob. How's that for Macabre? Is that a reference to the Macabre bill before? Rest in peace. This is Jacket, who had an 8. Poor Little was start aping. I don't know what it is. I like how you can see the hologram appear with Halloween theme. That is pretty neat.
Elevator out of time. What do you know? How could I have missed it?
The two twins is actually a reference to The Shining.
The elevator to the top you go. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Here, if the clue is down
Oh, look at the picture of the portrait. Is that Doofer on? And if it is, then it's certainly because that's what Heinz Doofer looked like. This ride is similar to the Twilight of Terror.
Wait a second. Give me that thing.
Look at the design of the hippo, and that won't be the last time, as Dr. Dominion will use that to try to hurt Perry the Platypus in Agent T for T. And there's Monty dressed up as the Scarlet Pimpernel, as he ran out of ideas to find it until he found it.
Now that is my boyfriend.
Well, that is your future boyfriend, and he's dressed up as the same design in The Plane.
Green locks her thirsty eyes.
Vampire Queen's Lost Pimple Nails, as it is the first song that Ferb actually acts in the original one as a solo. This song is a banger. Early of them dancing is a reference to the West Side Story. This has to be copy and pasted with the Vampire Queen with the Pimpernel with the same lady twice. Never knew Baljeet has a high singing voice, I'll give him that. Monty and Vanessa continue to dance as Vanessa in the Air, which is a reference to Dirty Dancing. That quote is from Beauty and the Beast from 1991 movie version. I love the background of this. This looks cool.
Of you to finally show up.
The costume shops were out of Pimpernel out.
I believe it.
And this song doesn't have an extended version. Someone had to edit on YouTube, but there's actually an extended version for the MWCA's version, and I recommend you find it in YouTube.
I'm out of shoes.
You must have thrown it outside the window or something, Isabella.
Dance barefoot anyways.
And these two are dancing with each other. Finabella Breadcrumb, W. Uh-oh, major monograms here, and Monty and Vanessa are about to bump into him.
The daughter of my sworn enemy, it can't be!
I like how Vanessa raising her eyebrows at Stacy to make sure to create a diversion.
Alright, Monty, you got a lot.
Hello, Mr. Water and Power Guy.
And that's a callback to Happy Birthday, Isabella.
Danville Water and Power.
If this isn't evident that takes place after the last day of summer, well, here you go.
Yes.
Thanks, Stacy. I owe you.
This is the first time Vanessa interacts with Stacy in the original one, which is great. And that could be the reason why they went to the Finn Fletcher's house to have a slumber party with Candace.
That darned elusive Pimpernel.
Until next time, my queen.
And that's the last time Monty and Vanessa interact each other, and we don't until the next summer of the Perry Elias episode.
He kind of swashbuckle.
You didn't see that?
I know his last appearance is in Save Summer, but this is his last chronological appearance in the original run.
The corner, favorite nephew. Oh, the corner of her picture. Give it a tap. At last!
Looks like he doesn't need his ex-wife's alimony check unless something goes wrong.
I won't forget about you. Next piñata party. Yes?
You should have pretended to say no and then get the fuck out of here with the money, but no.
You're gonna have to pay a penalty fee. In this bag with a huge dollar sign. Here's your receipt.
Well, at least I...
One isn't that bad until more will come. It's like, Doofer never gonna catch a break, does he?
See your permit for that moat?
Vessel conservation?
Looks like Doofus can't catch a break after all. Poor guy.
Oh, and here's one for you, and here's one for the little princess.
Linda's handing candy to everyone until something badass happens.
Surprise for you. Save a ton of money on candy this year.
You know what? I'll be doing that shit as well. Scare the kids away, take all the candy, and just munch it for life. That would be amazing. Even for a decade, this episode is very memorable for all the right reasons, and I enjoyed it. The plot will get a 3 though. Even though the formula isn't as compared to other episodes, I really like how Phineas and Ferb and the gang help Vanessa make a Halloween party in the Jerusalem castle. I really love that Buford, Bouchy, Isabella, Jeremy all participate, including Monty towards the end, with the Scarlet Pimpernel Queen song was great, as well as the Stompy Feet remix was done very well. I really like how plot B focused on Doofus and Perry finding the treasure of Doofus Mercy's aunt, and they're not finding each other, they're not brooking and all that. I really like how they go in the fun adventure, which makes it very memorable. And poor Doofus towards the end, as he's gonna give his money away for the castle or debt or something. But he deserves happiness. Overall, the plot is done very well. Characterization will get a 5. Just like always, everyone is very consistent, as well as Phineas and Ferb doing their thing, while Isabella and Phineas dancing towards each other towards the end was great, Beaver and Bouchy along with Ginger, and mostly Vanessa and Monty hanging with each other out once again as they're dancing, while Ferb providing the song was very good. Linda alone scaring kids, while Candace and Jeremy dancing with each other is great. And I really love that Doofer and Perry went on the treasure hunt together, and they had a lot of fun with it, even though there are a lot of trial and error. I really like how they do the thing. Everyone does a great job, including Stacy as well. And nice to see Major Monogram too. Visuals will get a 5. There are a lot of good visuals like the Justinoween Castle, Doofer and Perry going adventures together with hippos and crocodiles and alligators and stuff. I like how the costume around a lot of people, the party was immense, the song of Queen Pimpernel, Vampire Queen was done well, along with Stomping Feet, and everyone else was choreography very well, as well as Vanessa and Monty dance with each other, which is icing on the cake. Every animator played their part. This is a very difficult one, but I'm going to choose it into a 3. I was tempted to go for a 4, but whatever. Some people will say you gave Doof 101 a 2 because it's a spin-off, while this episode isn't a spin-off, while it's a Halloween. And this is one of the most well-remembered Halloween episodes ever in this show. Entertainment can cap it off with a 5. Total score will be 21 out of 25. One higher than Doof 101, which got a 20 out of 25. Both have made a very good start for the post-summer episodes. Even though their vacation comes to an end in the last day of summer, it cannot stop them from having fun, and what makes it great is the creativity of it. We got 2 left, and it all takes place during the winter. Let's finish this. Joshua Pruitt and Eddie Pittman wrote an episode for the winter called For Your Eyes Only, premiered on December 7, 2012 on Disney Channel US. National Hockey League star Locke Robitaille offers his assistant when Phineas and Ferb take over the ice hockey game to the extreme. Meanwhile, Dougherty builds an abominable enator to make himself bigger, scarier, and hairier.
Roughly 14 days.
I really love they redid the intro for the winter theme as it takes place after Christmas. You can see second and it still said December as it's supposed to be January, but okay. I like how you can see no leaves as it is snow, which is great. In the intro, Phineas and Ferb are wearing the same winter outfit from the Christmas special. Look at the igloo look like a palace with the intro. I really like how they redid that. This is just like Doof's Side of the Moon but with snow combs. Snow Angel flying? That's cool. All of them are wearing the same winter costume apart from Isabella in this sequence. Look at Perry the Platypus, he's dressed up as an angel. Love him. Snowboarding upside down, that's gonna be dangerous. Isabella's wearing another different winter outfit there. I love the design of the winter carnival. You get to see a unicorn, a robot dog and that. This is well detailed. Aren't they doing pyramid sport with ice skating? Riding with a sledge with snow dogs instead of reindeers? A snow dragon looks cool. You can see Ferb, Isabella and Buford riding on a snow rocket. You can hear Vincent Martellus Phineas's current voice and I love they redid that. That is sick. I like how Candace trying to throw snowballs at Phineas and Ferb off a gate instead of a whack-a-pest. The theme song done very well for the winter thing. And look at that, Phineas's triangle face is actually corrected than the previous intro for the summer. Excellent. You can see evidence that take place during the winter because it's snowing, so I presume it takes place after the Christmas special.
It is like our own miniature Canada.
They're gonna use it for ice hockey, but we don't see it fully until something happens.
Beavers, moose, and disproportionate.
Or Canadian bacon.
Another episode focused around Canadian stuff like Sidetracked.
You realize it is only ham.
Are so busted.
Hey boys, splendid job on the hockey rink.
I love the way Lawrence spins around as it is fun. You can see the reflection of that. That is cool.
It's skating, Dad.
An exhibition match between periods at the Danville Ice Race game.
Like at halftime?
It's really 2/3 time.
That's what's keeping the Canadians down.
Oh, Buford, you're always sarcastic about the situation no matter what.
Then we better kick it up a notch.
He said kick it up a notch, which is a second dimension reference.
Hockey Z9?
Hockey Z9.
Football X.
What happened to Y8?
We're saving that for croquet.
Well, you have to wait for Croquet and Y8 for next summer biology in universe, but in the decade in the real world, we have to wait for that, and it happened in a revival. I recommend you check it out in my breakdowns.
Hockey anyway.
Pass from the winger, shoulder deking the defense.
Even though he's British and he doesn't know much about hockey, but it makes sense because he's come to America and knows about it.
In England there, Dad?
Never won.
Well, in Football X7, he plays soccer or football, whatever you call it.
What a great ice rink.
You're skating? What?
I wish we got to see ice skating of both of them. That would have been a great canime.
Didn't know that you were a hockey fan, Candace.
Flipping over wing passes and shoulder dorking the old jet. What did it eat?
Yeah.
You know Candace is lying, but just admit that you don't know a lot about ice hockey and join the game, please.
Join us at the exhibition games.
Sounds like fun.
The way she runs, she looks like she has motion blur.
Hazy, we have a code teal.
Locusts? Are you sure?
Code Periwinkle. Where is Perry?
Major Monogram looks cool with a winter outfit. We didn't see that in the Christmas special because he was inside.
Call that repair guy yet?
He went to Aruba for winter break.
Well, that won't be the last time that guy who went on the Uber break. Once we get to the next episode, Happy New Year.
Seems all of our computers froze.
Tech support says everything is fine.
That could be the reason why Perry the Plowboy went to the old WCA to see Major Monogram in Christmas.
Should be reason to stop him.
See Danville, mountain top winter area. That's where the stadium is. And look at the car park.
Sticks with the combative crosstown.
Dink Winkinson. Haven't seen him for a while. This is actually his first general appearance since the original, while 2 of them being cameo. He appeared more in season 5 than the original one of season 1 and season 4.
Guest referee, Luke Robitaille.
Never heard of him, but he's actually exists in real life, Luke Robitaille.
Why is it so cold?
No, Luke Robitaille.
The guy with the yellow hat on the left is there and right actually appears twice, as it happens many times.
Hey, I brought a blanket, so I'm okay.
And he bought a blanket, and it's nice because I'll be doing that too if it was cold.
Oh, this is so exciting.
I forgot Jeremy, Candace, and Linda are all wearing the same winter outfit from the Christmas special. I'm not sure Lawrence too. I don't remember.
Stacey, can you read me? Website and official rules up.
It's my turn to use the computer.
If you're watching this in production or airing order, this is the first time we see Stacey and Ginger as sisters. But if you're watching this in the chronological order, it isn't. And that is actually the last time we see them as sisters together. Who moved my puck? Hockey pucks for the soul. The 1-minute hockey player. Hockey and peace.
Don't make me open a can of whipped cream on you.
Mountaintop, hey.
He said, hey, so could Doofus must be in Canada?
Igloo hideout up in the Danville Mountains.
He's still in Danville, so it's not in Canada. And he wears the same winter outfit in season 1.
Marshmallow! Haven't been able to take over the tri-state area.
It's because you became a science teacher and you went on adventures in Joseph Stinaway. But you did have a relapse in the Christmas special.
Too much of a nice guy.
At least he acknowledged that for the past months.
Except for Roger, but we're not talking about Rod Mean. More like the abominable snowman.
The abominable snowman. It's struggled to pronounce the abominable many times until you say it again and again.
Abominable, Nate. The abominable. I can only say if I speak slowly. Abominable Inator.
I always felt that joke is funny, but it's very relatable when you can't pronounce it, as you only say it slowly.
Abominable Inator. Why the silly little stocking cap and... I had some yarn.
Maybe you don't have enough money that your ex-wife given to you. Maybe because that's why it's covered in yarn.
Curtain on the scintillating second period. Fighting Flugelhorn to prepare for the third.
Oh, man. I better go lay down.
And that makes sense because you stolen umbrellas from everybody in the summer.
The defensive zone at the same time. Offside call is negated.
Do you know hockey?
He doesn't know that Stacey's helping Candace to say the same exact words.
Technical infractions. Go away.
Fractions, go away. Give me that. No, Ginger, I'm busy.
Candace just said Ginger, Stacey's sister, so Jeremy should be raising suspicion about it.
Now, Candace, gotta go.
Oh, Candace, you are so bossy. Look at her face. It makes me smile.
Little kids on ice.
Oh, I forgot to charge the battery.
You know what the worst thing about this is? Smartphones does exist in 2012. You can record that in your phone, but no.
Where is the gift shop?
Other side of the arena.
Imagine it hit Perry instead of the marshmallow. He would have become abominable as well as dude. That means he would have been an abominable fight. I would like to see that than a chase scene.
A marshmallowy and hairy. Ow! Yikes!
You should have just faced the in there instead of firing in your butt, but it works too. It's nice to see Phineas and Ferb getting the hockey gear with the designs and all of that, as they're gonna do Hockey Z9. It's very good.
Where everything you know is changed.
I like how you see the designs of ice or bears, lions, and all of that stuff with fire. That is very sick.
Skating and incredible ice ramp.
Even though we don't see Django that much in season 4, it finally happened. I'm happy for that. Look at Buford's design as he has knee pads, skates with all of that. And he looks like a medieval ice skating.
This is so bustable.
Shop to buy a disposable camera.
What the heck is that?
Well, in the village of the bottom of the Buford.
This disposable camera can bust them. Right after I pay for this.
Film camera only part
It's film.
back.
And they're the 3 guys who's gonna sing Hockey Z9.
Dark dystopian destiny.
Isabel just said dystopian. I was like, oh.
Z9.
Gotta
And that wasn't the last time she said that.
Thanks, Stink.
Phineas and Ferb having fun playing hockey. You get to see the fight as they're covered in silhouette while trying to play hockey. Look at that, that's sick. And the song is called Hockey Z9, which is the same exact song as Football X7. And it's the same singer, Bobby Wacko. And it makes sense for the parody of things, and it does it very well. I like it. I really love their skating, having fun and all of that with hockey. That is great. Gosh, I love Isabella's design of the goggles which she's wearing for skating of hockey, and the Finabella breadcrumb again. It's such a shame that Croquet Y8 didn't have a song like that in the revival. And I love that Phineas and Isabella touched their hockey sticks together, as is like a high five. A Finabella breadcrumb again. Look at that, everything explodes in Hockey Z9. In the left side, you get to see Croquet Y8 of the song of the montage, while Season 4 is in Hockey Z9, as Season 4 was actually different, while Season 5 was recolored and added different things, so they redone it. I used that for my Season 4 intro breakdown, and look at Isabel attacking Buford, that is awesome. This song was choreographed very well, like Football X7.
Oh my feet!
I really like how Duther merges into an abominable as his face and his body rips out of his clothes. Very neat, I wish we could see fully.
Now to deal with you. Oh, there you are.
Even though you become the abominable, you still get outmatched by Perry the Platypus.
You're not allowed out there. Go out there. That's for players only. Go get a uniform and try to get out there. As we're clear on the concept.
Even though she will go out there, it will be too late. So, yeah.
Usable stuff from the 80s, but
Thanks, David.
Look all the merchandise with the hockey shirts. Look at this. The hockey statue, mini there, a hockey picture at the back, and a lot of stuff. Looks cool.
Don't do that!
And that was the soundtrack for the Beak episode, Yippee-Ki-Yay.
Okay, now you're just showing off.
It's not a show off, it's a distraction.
Can get any worse.
Another Neil wears off as he's unmorphed back to normal. I wish we saw that earlier, but I like this. If you watch the production or the area, the last time he said curse you was in the innator method, but the last time he said that in the chronological order in the original is this episode. Look at that scary monster thing.
Oh, check it out, a monster ice polish. Let's get out of here.
Destroys Phineas and Ferb inventions as Candace fails again.
Oh my gosh, the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Such an iconic image posing with Luke Robitaille, which is great. I'm gonna put that in the thumbnail.
Say, Canadian bacon.
The photo that Linda took looks so stylish. I love it. The episode did a great job with the visuals.
Weirdest game of hockey I've ever seen. Go ahead. Hockey Z9 is over.
It's not fair! It's so not fair!
That is the most angriest I ever seen from Candace. She said the same thing when she got upset.
It's not fair. I said it's not fair! It's not fair! It's so not fair!
Sportsman-like behavior.
Really good time. You want to get something to eat?
Oh, that sounds like fun! Oh, there you are, parent.
And that was the last time someone will say, oh, there you are, parent, in the chronological order. Someone else said that in Alcatraz, but that was different. The first winter episode of season 4, and the plot will start with a 2. Phineas and Ferb were going to have fun in the hockey in the backyard until Lawrence advises them to take them to halftime to participate in the hockey game, but it turned out they did, as they turned out to be Hockey Z9, which is similar to Football X7 with the song, and it plays to the tradition of parody. Phineas and Ferb, the gang, had a lot of fun playing Hockey Z9. There were a lot of stuff everywhere. I really like how Candace trying to know a lot about hockey from Stacy until Ginger intervenes as Jeremy got suspicious. I really like how she hangs around with Jeremy, which is the only good thing in her part, even though she tried to bust him, but she fails once again. Plot B focused on Duther become the abominable slow man, as it turned out to be, and Nato wears off yet again, as it didn't lead to nowhere. Characterization will get 5. Everyone is very considerate while Phineas and Ferb and the gang were having fun doing Hockey Z9. It is nice to see Django as well participate, even though they take pictures with Luke Robitaille, who is the referee. I really like how we see him, even though he appears in real life. I really like how Candace hangs around with Jeremy, actually trying to know hockey to him, while Stacy was trying to contact Candace until Ginger intervened. I really like Doofus and Perry's interaction, even though it's not the strongest part of this episode. I really like Doofus become the abominable snowman as they go on the chase together, even though Doofus' plan has failed once again. Linda Lawrence appears as Linda's always oblivious as usual. Everything else in the characterization is very consistent. Visuals is a 5. There are a lot of them, like the theme song for the Winterfield of Phineas and Ferb, the snowing in Danville in the backyard, Hockey Z9 of the song while the ices go everywhere for Phineas and Ferb's invention, the abominable snowman. Everything else is well paced and it's well done. Doesn't feel out of place. Importance is the 2. The only thing is the winter theme, and of course Hockey Z9, which keep on the tradition of Football X7 and Croquet Wyatt for next summer. Entertainment is a 5 as it gets a 19 out of 25. It is the weakest score I've given this breakdown so far, but it's still a very good episode regardless. You can have fun a lot of ways, like Hockey Z9, a lot of things going on, the gas was done very well. Overall, this was very, very good. And now we enter the end of Near. Anton Gilbert and Kaz wrote this episode called Happy New Year, premiered on December the 7th, 2012 on Disney Channel US. And this is the last episode of the chronological order before 6 months of the revival of Summer returns. It's a New Year's Eve and Phineas and Ferb build their customized multi-dimensional New Year's Eve ball and drop it to celebrate. At City Hall, Candace goes to a grown-up party and makes a resolution to refrain from busting her brother, but gains a relapse and tries to bust him before the clock strikes midnight. Meanwhile, Doofus uses a resolution changer in his bounty to make everyone change their resolution to follow him as their leader. And there's the Happy New Year title as it sprinkles instead of a normal title.
Thanks for having the boys over tonight, Vivian.
Have all the neighborhood kids tonight.
I really love that Vivian takes care of the kids. She's a very good person.
My first grown-up party.
Happy New Year!
You can see Candace and Stacy in the car behind.
Happy New Year! Noisemakers, balloons, confetti.
It's the New Year's Eve ball drop.
And that's going to be our idea of Phineas and Ferb going to make a ball drop.
Rolling all over my arm.
No, saliva is 98% water. It's gross, but it is science.
Imagine drinking someone's saliva. That would be gross.
Or you'd have a one-way ticket to Wedgie Town.
And of course, there's the other tradition of kissing someone special at midnight.
Are they finally going to reveal their feelings? Cast your vote now.
What we're gonna do tonight, we're gonna make our own New Year's ball and drop it from outer space.
No, but in this breakdown, at least you got 2 episodes, but in 10 years, wow.
Such an active imagination.
Not active enough.
Isabella, just wait until you're both 13 and you have your chance.
Hey, where's your platypus?
And that's the last time someone will say, hey, where's Perry in the chronological order?
The Fritz, and we had to call a guy in from Aruba.
And this shows you evidence that takes place after For Your Eyes Only.
Awkward.
I don't know why Major Monoran said good morning to Agent P, even though it's night in Danville. But it makes sense because they're in the other country.
Who's doing something at City Hall? Put a stop to whatever.
I feel bad that Perry's getting left out. He should have gone with them, but then again, he's on his mission. That's Isabella's backyard, and you can see the Finn Fletcher's house on the right there.
Ferb is almost done.
Painting is for babies and beatnik.
Paintings for babies? Have you seen a lot in the museum lately?
For sure, that will protect us from the cold, dark vacuum of space.
And if we see the inside?
And there's Irvin again. He's been appearing many times in season 4, and the Fireside Girls as well.
A multi-level New Year's ball with punch bowl sail.
The bed of 1,000 coats, an infinity slide.
And ballroom.
That is where Phineas and Isabel are gonna dance towards the end of Happy New Year. Another front-faced Phineas in this episode.
Why, get out of here!
If I was in the Phineas side, I would be dizzy.
Celebrate till midnight. Squandered a whole day celebrate.
There's Doofus being harsh on Norm again for celebrating Happy New Year as he celebrated multiple times.
The cork! Harry the corkaput!
And he calls him the corkopus. That makes sense for the puns in this episode.
Happy New Year!
It's a tradition where people decide to change something about their lives.
New Year's resolution.
There's a lot of resolution like lose weight, go to the gym, do running and all that stuff. You can't do it every time, but you can do it mostly. Not resolutions always happen.
Change was frowned upon. Channel on your TV, changing your hairstyle. You'd end up in jail. We embrace change.
And that comes in full evidence in the bad old days of the revival where Jusselstein actually changed.
Resolution changerinator. Stroke of midnight. I'm gonna lose weight or gain a limb.
To make Heinz Doofenshmirtz my leader and obey his every command.
When you make a resolution, it won't happen fully, so we all know his plan's gonna fail.
Look,
like a pharmacist in a bow tie.
And there's City Hall again. We've seen many times on season 4, but this is where they're gonna celebrate Happy New Year.
Yeah, the one-legged duck swim in circle.
All grown up now, obsessing over boys.
And we obsess over men.
Well, you both are still 15 and still teenagers, so you got a long way to go.
Sticking to my resolution and turning over a new leaf. Phineas and Ferb. Things. You know, those big, dangerous things.
You can see the camera zooms in on Candace's face.
Look, here come the boys.
You mean men?
Us, we're ladies.
I like how they're being very smooth about the words they say, which is funny.
what's your New Year's resolution?
Date my mustache.
That's what you think.
Doofer making jokes about the New Year's resolution is funny. That's the best part.
Not like my brothers, who are kidding something.
Candace.
Something big and bustable.
It's gonna be a new year with a new Candace.
Well, wait until we get to season 5 of the revival and season 6.
Just a temporary relapse.
And that explains the whole scenario why Candace hasn't bossed Phineas and Ferb after the last day of summer that much, as well as Doofer becoming evil until the Christmas New Year.
Tell me about your New Year's resolution.
I'll be right back.
Never stops being. This is a black tie affair.
Nice to see Perry wearing the tuxedo and the suit again, but he's not wearing pants again. This annoys me. You can see the door opens as it smacked back in. It's an animation error.
Yeah, it doesn't really specify pants in it.
City Hall, New Year's ball. As you can see, a hat and a bow tie.
Another little tidbit about the ancient Egyptians. And women wore makeup.
The 80s.
Imagine they turn around and Agent P is there. His cover would have been blown.
Hold it together, girl.
Why are you eating sandwiches in the bathroom while there's gonna be crumbs everywhere? It's like, oh.
But it's not midnight yet, so I can still enjoy this.
Her voice sounds very familiar.
But it's not midnight yet, so I can still enjoy this.
Yep, that's Grey Delisle. She's credited as the background voices once again. Nice to see her get more roles in this show.
Shit! I've actually got an hour left to bust my brothers.
You should have used roller skate for ice skating.
That parkour training actually paid off.
There are so many good lines in this episode, but this one is the most underrated one. We see front face Phineas again as he's about to launch the ball.
I'm live blogging the whole of it on my podcast.
Irvin has a podcast. I wish we got to see it. There are shorts that Phineas and Ferb are going to school, but I wish Irvin has a podcast.
Hey, all of you out there in internet land, I'm gonna bust Phineas and Ferb.
If you want to bust them, then bring the vlog into the City Hall.
She never busts them. Internet land is not a real place.
Irvin's two statements are correct. She never busts them, as she will always fail. You can see a portrait of two Roger Doofenshmirtzes.
Cashmere. Nice.
I got you a glass of sparkling cider.
This is my last time to butt.
You did have your last chance in the last day of summer, but the loops just keep repeating. But in the actual chronological order in the original, this is actually her last chance.
Yes! Everyone, I have your attention, please!
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I agree with everyone. Every time Phineas and Ferb build an invention is fantastic. And what is Isabella's dad doing here?
I admit it's impressive, but it's still bustable.
If those were my boys, they'd be so busted.
Oh yeah, this lady in this episode is voiced by Grey Delisle too.
Please, adopt me now!
Oh!
And they're still using the real life drawings of Earth. Go figure.
But why would anyone wear that to a New Year's Eve party? Magician. Maybe. My plan!
Your plan will not work, Doof, even though you got 5 minutes left. Doofer used the white coat on him to trap him. Looks like he got out. I like how Perry's smiling. He's like, do it if you dare, because he knows his plan will fail.
9, 8, 5.
Ferb actually opens his mouth, but I'm not going to count that as we don't hear him speak. But he does speak earlier, so I'm going to give it a point.
Almost done.
You haven't eaten halfway through the sandwich, Grey.
There's no time for kissing.
Doofer hit his nail asked Happy New Year arrived. Maybe before or too late, I don't know.
To follow you, Heinz Doofenshmirtz, our new leader.
I feel to be a loser, Perry the Platypus.
Actually, that's the New Year's resolution. Not everything can be promised, so you failed, Doof.
Everyone, follow me! Oh, what are you doing? Obey me!
And it looks like Doofenshmirtz's plan has failed. His last chance of taking over the tri-state era has backfired. Wait until next summer.
Everyone knows that no one ever keeps their New Year's resolution.
And that is what I just said earlier. Looks like the guy is right. No one keeps their resolution as a promise.
Resolutions if you're not. Did you know about this?
And that is why Perry the Platypus didn't stop it. He lets him, but he still fails.
You punched and kicked and pinched me. That is what we do.
Like always, you will be teaming up with him in Alka Files.
Oh, thank you, Perry the Platypus. Happy New Year.
I don't know why I'm doing the breakdown of Happy New Year, even though it's near June.
No, it hasn't been bad.
The song is called Happy New Year, performed by Olivia Olson, the voice of Vanessa, even though Vanessa hasn't appeared in this episode, but the song is just spectacular, and there are a lot of references. This was a great song. I did an AMV last year. Linda and Lawrence got some dance move. Kate's dancing with a boy, Gretchen's dancing with Irvin, and Ginger's dancing with Baljeet again, just like Justinoween earlier. And they're going to be a couple in At Your Age, but we'll talk about it. Finabella Breadcrumb and Ferb's got some moves. Irvin's having a good time. Look at Buford, he's got some moves as he's doing the Donkey Kong dance. Oh yes, Gangnam Style. It was popular back in 2012 as everyone was dancing and listening to the song. And don't forget, this was the first video on YouTube to get 1 billion views. I remember some people saying the world's gonna end or bullshit or whatever. And she's doing Gangnam Style as well, so it's 2012. Why is Perry not wearing a suit? It's an error. Look at them dancing. This is awesome. Another Finabella Breadcrumb? Fuck yeah. And I saw a picture of Alison Stoner and Vincent were posing as the wedding, even though, no, they are not married. They're posing each other for the wedding shoot, maybe for a sequel of At Your Age or a future Phineas and Ferb episode. Who knows? More Baljeet and Ginger Breadcrumb. Look at that girl in the eye. She's lagging. She hops quickly. There was a bit of animation, but I can let this one off. They're doing it all here, as well as Major and Carl having a good time. Grandpa Clyde and Betty Joe dancing as they wear winter outfits. Grandpa and Grandma Fletcher dancing, even though they're in UK, so they're way ahead. This makes no sense. Isabella's dad was at the City Hall and now he's back here. Don't forget Perry and Duffer dancing, even though Perry's wearing the hat. His cover would have been blown, but Phineas and Ferb are distracted.
Lang Syne literally means old long ago.
It's a Scottish poem, and also Ferb's cousin is Scottish, so it makes a lot of sense.
New Year's is an unspoiled universe.
I sure hope Candace can see the fireworks.
If I'm going to be able to keep this resolution.
I know her resolution is busting, but we all know it's not gonna work out.
You just the way you are. New Year, Candace.
Happy New Year, Jeremy.
And that's the second time they kiss since Summer Belongs to You. And that was in the summer solstice in June. And Happy New Year. 6 months. And if it's a perfect way to end the chronological timeline, it ends with a kiss.
Happy New Year! Wow.
Norm is saying Happy New Year again. And he's kissing the air conditioner. What a way to end the episode. Alright, time to finish off the ratings, and it's gonna be a good one. The plot will start off with a 3. Plot A focuses on Phineas and Ferb again building a giant ball to enjoy themselves before Happy New Year comes, and a lot of things that is going on. Candace and Stacy went to City Hall for the Happy New Year ball as they're gonna dance with each other with their boyfriends, but Candace had one last chance to bust her brothers before new summer begins in 6 months. Well, her plan failed yet again, no surprises there. While plot B focuses around Duffer and Perry, as Duffer's New Year resolution is to take over the tri-state area by taking over City Hall, as he failed once again with the New Year's resolution don't promise a lot of things, and Perry and Duffer dancing with each other in the end, as well as Candace and Jeremy, Phineas and Isabella, Baljeet and Ginger, and a lot of stuff right here. And the song was very good too, as Olivia Olson delivered Happy New Year, and Candace and Jeremy kissed in the air. Overall, this was a very well written story. Characterization will get 5. Everyone is consistent. Phineas and Ferb and the gang building the giant New Year's ball as they have fun inside of it, including Finabella Breadcrumb, Baljeet and Ginger. It's nice to see Vivian too, as well as the other characters in the ball. This was Candace's last chance to bust her brothers before a new summer begins in 6 months, as she does have a relapse within In and Out, with Stacy knowing that too. And also nice to see Jeremy and Coltrane, and I really love that Jeremy and Candace dance with each other as they got a kiss in the end, which is the second time that happened since Summer Belongs to You. I really like Doofus and Perry the Platypus's dynamic duo together, even though they were fighting each other in the end. Perry lets him use the change with rule resolution in there, even though it didn't work, and they dance with each other in the end. There was a lot of good quotes and jokes all around. It's very impressive. Visuals will be a 5. There are a lot of stunning visuals, like inside of the giant New Year's ball with the Phineas slide and stuff, the city hall with everyone wearing tuxedos and suits. The jokes were done well, the song Happy New Year was stunning, and a lot of stuff to enjoy. The pacing was done right too. Everything else was well visualized in this episode, and it has a lot of time to enjoy. This is going to stun a lot of people, but importance will get a 5. The reason is because it takes place after the last day of summer, Justus Dinnerwing, Doof 101, and the Christmas special episode, along with For Your Eyes Only. And this takes place during Milo Murphy's Law Season 1 and Season 2, while Doofus's apartment is still up in the Happy New Year before the crossover effect. I know there's Alcatraz, but it's a spin-off, and At Your Age takes place 10 years into the future. This is the last episode of the Phineas and Ferb original run of the chronological order, and that's it. We have to wait until 6 months in-universe for a summer blockbuster to come with the new summer ahead. If you watch this in chronological order as a long fan, it actually makes sense. Entertainment is a 5 because the whole episode was incredible, and it's a 23 out of 25. As much as I love The Last Day of Summer, which is the series finale, I do prefer this one more because it's a fitting end and it takes place in the new summer of Season 5. The Last Day of Summer had the 40-minute special, while this episode had 11 minutes. It should have been much longer in opinion, but I can't really complain. Overall, it's a fit end to the chronological order of Phineas and Ferb of the timeline, as we're going to prepare for more soon. In Justus Dinnerwing, this is the first time that Major Monaghan discovered that his son is in a relationship with Vanessa, which foreshadowed what's going to happen in Dinner Reservation in Season 5. Phineas and Ferb is the 4th Disney animation to have more than one episode officially set on Halloween, 3 being Dog, Teacher's Pet, and House of the Mouse. There's actually an extended version of Happy New Year, the song. I recommend you find it in Charles Schoolgirl's channel. I did a poll recently saying who is the better villain in the movies, and Doofus Second Dimension or Super Duper Big Doctor, and there is no shock right there, as Doofus from the Second Dimension won by 100%. Even though Super Duper Big Doctor is an alien, you can't deny, you just can't beat the strategies and the intelligence of Second Dimension. We finish off the post-summer episodes, and now we're into the last stretch, Alcatraz and At Your Age. This is going to be a huge one. First one is the spin-off, and the next one will be the longest introduction. I'm going to talk a lot about this episode of At Your Age, of what their flaws, what they can improve, and what things I did like. I'm going to put more polls in the community tab when it goes live, but until then, hope you have a fantastic day. As always, see ya.